Oh. Hello everyone, if you're joining us at home, welcome on into FlexiFlex. I'm just going to share that on Facebook. So, you're all super welcome on into Flex 3. So this is very exciting. I'm trying to do a watch party. How do I do a watch party? There we go. And, oh, watching myself. Always very odd. Yeah, you're all super welcome on into our lovely Flex this morning. So this is Flex 3, quite a fiery flow. Getting into lots of plank-based work, obviously lots of flexibility work as well, getting into the hips and the hammies. We'll have a little play with standing splits. I think that might be more like a non-standing splits, more just a standing this morning. I'm feeling a little bit crunchy, so got Bird of Paradise as well. This is going to be a hoot. No, it'll be fun. You at home might have more beautiful Bird of Paradises than me this morning. I did a legs, did not think this through. I did a legs weights hip workout yesterday, and I'm not sure if my legs really do anything anymore. I'm at quite a limited range of motion, so this is perfect. This is exactly what I need. But yeah, so if you're at home, and do imagine that maybe if you'd like to take these poses further, you're of course very welcome to. So this is Flex 3. If you're viewing on any of our platforms, you are super welcome to jump over to rise.co.uk/online. We also stream all of the videos there. And on that website as well, you can jump into our Zoom room. So our Zoom room, I can see you, you can see me, and we can have a bit of a chit chat before class. Also, that's where our tunes are going to be. We're also, if you look on our website, that's on rise.co.uk/online. We've got all of our Spotify playlists here, so if you're missing having the Rise tunes. They are all there, all available publicly on Spotify, so and the links are underneath the videos. So if you fancy those, go and have a look. You can also just find them on Spotify by searching Rise and then just the name of the class. So Rise R1SE, Flex 4 will bring you up, Rise Flex 4, and so on. Other exciting things happening this week. We have got Flex 15 launching. Very excited about this. So we've got lots of funky new moves, we've got new tunes. So that's going to be 7:30 on Friday with Jen is going to be kicking that off, and Jen will also be bringing that on 10:30 on Saturday, which I'm going to be zooming in for. I'm super excited to get involved, and of course we'll have it on Sunday night as well. So do look out for that. Super exciting, nice little flows. Can be some challenging moves as well. I know Jen's been working on some funky, tricky little wildcard poses for us. So yeah, do check that out. So that's Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Look out for Flex 15. Made it to 15 already. How did that happen? So that's Flex 15. It's coming on Saturday. Right, I'm just going to start a live video on Instagram. Hopefully. All right. I think we're live. There we go. Boom. We're live. Hey, welcome Instagram peeps. We are about to get started with Flex 3 in 1 minute and 27 seconds. So who we got on Zoom? We've got Anne, we've got Jenny. Hey guys, welcome on in. Welcome on in if you're joining us at home. You can always jump over to rise.co.uk online. So that's Rise with a 1. If you're joining us on Instagram, and all of our classes are also streaming there. We've also got links to our tunes that normally come with our classes. And you can also jump into our Rise virtual studio if you're a virtual member. And then I get to see you over here. And you can also have a little chat. So also remember, if you've got any questions, any time, do feel free just to drop us a message. Leave us a message on Facebook or on Instagram. So if you've got any questions that come up from the class, we're still always here as normal. Just send us a message. All right, we have got 31 seconds to go. All right, so 31 seconds to flex time. All right, guys. So when you're ready, thanks for coming on in. Oh, look, we've got some more people joining us on Zoom. Who we got? Hey, Joel, and oh, who's that? Krista. Hey, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in the waiting room. So when you're ready, I'm just going to admit them. Boom. Okay, when you're ready, guys, welcome on into Flex. Come on down and find your way into a wide leg child's pose. So knees out wide towards the edges of the mat, big toes together, hips down towards the heels, maybe just giving the hips a little shimmy, creeping the hands out in front of you, letting the spine extend and lengthen, shoulders relax. So just taking a few deep, full breaths in and out here. So child's pose, just taking time to settle. Just slow down. Starting to find space in the body, space in the breath, space in the mind. So just bringing the awareness inwards towards the breath. Just checking in with how the body feels, what's going on in the mind. And starting to see if you can slow down. Maybe attaching a slow count of 3 or 4 to every inhale, every exhale. Breathing deep into the back body, into the lower back, into the spine. And as the shoulders relax, the hips relax, just maybe starting to feel a sensation of space in the body. Inhaling, feeling space. Exhale, relaxing into that space. And just taking one more really deep, full inhale. And exhale here. From there, when you're ready, ground down with the hands, roll on up and find your way to table pose. So bring the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Taking some awareness in towards the hands, fingers are spread out wide, grounding down into the fingertips, into the second knuckles. Starting to draw the abdominals in, crown of the head is reaching towards the front of the room, tailbone is slightly tucked. Gaze just a little bit out in front of the hands, press really hard with the hands into the mat and feel the shoulder blades come apart. So starting to feel some energy there, maybe tucking the toes and just popping up into a little plank if you're feeling it. Maybe taking it into a little jacksaw if you're feeling it. So just starting to feel that energy through the body. So we're thinking about energizing the hands, the upper back, the abdominals. Start to feel that power through the whole back line of the body. Deep breaths in and out for 3. Keep that core engaged. Keep the hands active. Remember, you can just be holding a table. 2. And 1, drop back down towards the knees. And we're just going to start to mobilize the spine with our cat-cow. So on an inhale, let the gaze lift, draw the shoulders back, stretch out through the chest. And on an exhale, squeeze the core, press really hard with hands into mat, arch and lengthen through the whole back body. Inhale, opening out through the heart, stretching the shoulders back, letting the gaze maybe lift a little. Exhale, squeeze the core, press away, really extend and round the upper back, head and shoulders release. On your next inhale, open out through the heart, shoulders back, and then exhale, tuck the toes, find your way into a downward facing dog. So downward facing dog, the fingers are spread out wide, you're grounding down through the fingertips, pressing really hard with the hands into the mat. So make sure the pointer finger is facing forwards. You're pressing into the second knuckle. This is going to energize the arms and protect the wrists. From there, you're going to wrap the shoulders away from the upper arms away from the ears, almost like you bring the inside of the elbow to face the sky. Thinking about pressing really hard in the hands, into the hands from there. So you're feeling the shoulder blades fan out, the head and the shoulders relax. Squeezing in the core, extending the hips as high as you can. So really feel the spine extend and lengthen, the tailbone reach towards the sky, letting the head and the shoulders relax, a lovely way to decompress the spine in our down dog. From there, maybe bring the awareness in towards the legs. The feet are about hip distance apart, thinking about maybe taking a little pedal out, a little shake out. So our downward facing dog, we're building strength in the arms and the back body and the shoulders. We're starting to find space in the lower back, in the hamstrings, the calves. So just starting to find your way into that space, a little pedal out, a little shake out. Maybe give the head a little release for 3. Inhaling. Exhaling 2. And 1, find your way into stillness. From there, press really hard with the hands. Remember, you're wrapping the upper arms, firming them in towards each other, spiraling them away from the ears. Maybe lift the quads up. So engaging the quads is going to help us find flexibility in the hamstring. So engaging the opposite muscle is going to really help here. So engage the quads, lift the kneecaps up, and send the hips high, and feel the space start to come right down the back of the legs, maybe all the way to the heels. Deep inhale. Exhale. And from there, softening the knees if you like, walk the feet towards the hands, finding your way into a floppy forward fold. So you can take one hand in one elbow, one in the other. You can have a bend the knees. I really am enjoying taking my hands to the back of the head at the moment, tucking the chin to the chest, and you'll feel a slight stretch. Don't take it too far if it doesn't feel comfortable. Right down the back of the neck. Inhaling. Exhaling. So just releasing the back body. Sometimes when we come into a forward fold, the hips rock backwards, and that is because it naturally makes it easier. So what we want to do is draw the hips over the heels and fold from there, and you'll feel an increase in the stretch through the hamstrings. Inhaling. Exhaling, letting the body weight move forwards. Remember, the hips are over the heels. The weight is even, so bring some weight into the toes. Deep breath in. And 1 more inhale. And exhale. From there, release the hands, ground down with the feet, engage the core, and root to rise, reach and stretch all the way up to the sky. Inhaling. And exhaling the hands back to heart center. Step into the front of your mat, and from there, let's start to flow. So grounding down with the feet, inhale, reach up tall, engage the core, shoulders down the back, engage the quads, press really hard with the feet to the mat. Inhale, lift, and exhale, fold. Bending the knees if you need to, letting the hands plant and the head drop. On an inhale, we're finding a halfway lift, so rolling the shoulders down the back, stretching up. Remember, the hips move over the heels, shoulders back, engaging the core. Inhale. And exhale, fold, planting the hands, stepping or jumping, finding your way to a plank. So hands underneath the shoulders, maybe shuffling the toes back. So you're right on the tippy toes, heels over the hands, squeeze the core, press really, really, really hard with the hands into the mat. The hips are in line with the shoulders. Find that spread through the even distribution of weight by spreading the fingers out, pressing into the second knuckle, thinking about wrapping the triceps in towards each other, pressing hard so the shoulder blades come apart. Deep breath in and down. From there, you're going to use the toes to move the body weight forward, shoulders extend past the wrists, and then from there, bending through the elbows, rib cage meets the elbows into low plank. Rolling onto the tops of the feet, shoulders down the back here. So you want to feel the shoulders release down, press really hard, squeeze the glutes, point the toes, and feel that energy through the legs. Up dog, inhale, and exhale, roll or stretch back, find your way to down dog. Option to adjust the distance between hands and feet. Sometimes moving up dog to down dog, we just need to create a little bit of space or a little bit of increase in the, shorten the distance between the hands and the feet. So just work into your down dog. Remember, the fingers are spread out wide. You're finding that strong upside down V shape. Maybe sending the hips higher, firming the upper arms away from the ears, squeezing the core, maybe engaging the quads. Inhale, exhale. From there, moving the left foot into the center of the mat and extending the right foot up to the sky. Keeping that right foot flexed or pointed to engage the muscles of that right leg. Keep that left quad really engaged. Really power hard with the hands into the mat. Make sure the shoulders aren't collapsing. Press really hard. Lift, lift, lift. Three-leg dog. So we're starting to find that sensation of stretching through the back of the left leg, almost like we're taking a standing split. Right foot is reaching up to the sky. Try to avoid the right hip opening up, but keep it squaring towards the mat. So really have to work the back of the legs hard to keep this alignment. Deep breath in. And release. Right foot comes down, right foot into the center of the mat, left foot rises. Remember, the hips are staying square. You're flexing or pointing those toes. So flexing and pointing activates the muscles of the leg. The right quad is engaged. That's going to help us get into the hamstrings. The hands press really hard into the mat. The upper arms are firming in towards each other, creating space in the shoulders. Want to avoid shoulders hunching up here. Deep breaths in. And now remember that core is engaged to protect the lower back, also to help us find space there for 3. Inhale. Really kick and extend, stretch. That left hip is steering down to encourage space in the hamstrings. 2. And 1. Left foot meets right. Bend the knees, look to the hands, little hop forwards. Inhale, long flat back. Exhale, fold. Grounding it down with the feet, root to rise and extend. Inhale. And exhale, back to the front of your mat. All right, let's carry on flowing. Inhale, reach, extend. Exhale to fold. Inhale, long flat back. Find that extension, hips over heels. Exhale, plant the hands. And find your way back to a plank. So here in our plank pose, we're going to pick up some fire. Spread the fingers out wide. Left foot's going to lift. Externally rotate the left knee. Taking the left knee around to the left elbow. And back again, switching over to the right. Option 2, of course, work from the knees if you need to. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try and find an external rotation. So we're starting to mobilize the joints. We're keeping the hands pressing really hard in towards the mat. We're keeping the core engaged. Thinking about finding control, finding strength, working into the obliques, into the abdominals. For 5, deep breaths in. And out, 4. Press really hard, 3. 2, keeping the hips in line with the shoulders. And 1, fine plank. And from there, stretch straight back into a downward facing dog. Spreading the fingers out wide, powering the hips up high. Really focus on that extension. And when you're ready, left foot into the center of the mat, right foot rises. 3-leg dog, and we're going to flow it this time. Inhale. Exhale, drive knee to nose, squeeze the core, keeping the hips in that dog position. Inhale, reach and stretch, opening through the back of the left leg. And drive knee to nose. 1 more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, drive, squeeze. Right foot meets left. Right foot in the center of the mat, left foot down. Left foot high, inhale. And exhale, squeeze the core, drive knee to nose. Inhale, lift, maybe energizing through the left glute. And drive, knee to nose, squeeze the core. 1 more time. Inhale, lift, extend. and drive. Left foot meets right, little bend of the knees, hop to hands. Inhale, long flat back. Exhale, fold. Ground down, reach and rise and lift, extend. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right, one more little flow like this. Inhale, lift, extend. Exhale to fold. Inhale, long flat back, shoulders back, squeeze the core, long spine. Exhale, plant the hands and finding your way to plank. From there, finding a side plank. So right hand under right shoulder, left hand to the sky. Remember, you've always got an option to take the knees. So working at your level, or finding that balance point. So thinking about powering the hips up high, right hand under right shoulder. From there, we're going to option to hold, or if we can, we're going to take the right hand over the head, inhale, and left hand over the head, and drive knee to elbow. So extend and drive, squeezing in the core, finding that balance, working to the abdominals and to the side body for 5, 4, well done, 3, 2, 1, and from there, flow it back, left hand plants, right hand reaches over the head, right foot lifts, inhale, and exhale, driving elbow to knee, keeping the hips high for 5, so extend and drive, 4, reach out, keeping the hips high, 3, well done, we got this, 2, and 1, find your way to plank, either pressing straight back to down dog, as with the last flow, or you can flow through low plank. So use the toes with the body weight forward, bend the elbows, low plank. Rolling onto the tops of feet, squeeze the glutes, active legs, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up high, stretching out with the hips, spreading the fingers out wide, really energizing through the back body. Left foot plants, right foot lifts, heel to bum, scorpion leg. Inhale, and exhale, drive knee to nose, squeeze. Back to a scorpion leg, right heel to bum, opening it through the hips, and drive knee to nose. One more time, open out scorpion leg, and then drop the right foot behind you, press the hips high, wild thing. So wild thing, we're stretching and opening out through the whole front side of the body. We're pressing both big toes into the mat, squeezing the glutes, really focusing on extension, powering the hands into the mat, activating through the back body to open out through the front side. Deep breath in, and exhale, down dog. Finding your way back, spreading the fingers out wide, left side, left foot high, left heel towards the bum, right heel to the earth. Inhale, and exhale, drive knee to nose. Inhale, lift, opening out, heel to bum, and drive knee to nose. One more time, scorpion leg, heel to bum, opening out, and dropping that left foot all the way behind you, powering the hips up high, wild thing. So we're really lifting, extending, pressing both big toes into the mat, squeezing the glutes, extending and opening through the front side of the body. Letting that left shoulder relax, inhaling. Exhaling, lovely full extension, squeeze the glutes, find that power for 3, inhale. Exhale, 2, lift, 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 and 1, back to down dog. Up high with the hips, stretching out, engage the quads, hopefully feeling a little more space in the body now. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, little bend of the knees, hop to hands. Inhale, long flat back. Exhale, fold. Ground down, root to rise, lift, extend, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, starting to open out through the hips, move into our warriors. Inhale, reaching up tall. Exhale to fold. Inhale, long flat back, shoulders down the back. Exhale, plant the hands, hop, step, jump, find to plank. From there, use the toes, flow forwards, lower through low plank. Inhale, up dog, shoulders down the back. Exhale to down dog. From here, we're going to inhale the right foot all the way up to the sky, just a little transition here. Exhale the right foot outside, the right hand dropping the left knee down. So moving into a lizard pose. Right knee is over right ankle. You might want to slide the left knee back, so make sure you've got that alignment. From there, we're going to flow. So we're going to inhale, move the body weight forward. You should be feeling a lovely stretch down the inside of the right leg and through the left hip flexor. Exhale, rock back, opening out through the hammies. Right toes can stay grounded or lifted, whatever works for you. So inhaling forwards, thinking about the chest opening, stretching out through the heart. Exhale, rocking back, finding that lovely stretch right down the back of the right leg. One more time, inhale forward, shoulders back. And exhale, stretch back. From there, we're going to move the body weight forward. We're going to heel toe the right foot into the center of the mat. The right toes are going to rise, and we're moving into a half split. So here, it might be that you're staying up quite high. It might be that you actually need to come even higher and take a brick. If you can, we're going to fold over this right leg. So remember, engage the quads, square the hips, draw this right hip back, the left foot forwards, inhale, and exhale, start to fold. Maybe even imagine you drawing this right foot back on the mat so you can really feel that energy in the leg. Inhale, and exhale, start to stretch out over that right leg. Deep breath in. And remember, you're extending long from the base of the spine and then folding down. Working here for 3. So really lovely full stretch. This is going to help us when we move into our standing splits. 2. 1 more inhale. And exhale, rock forwards. From there, we're going to walk the hands around, ground the feet, and we're going to twist towards the left side of the mat, finding our way into a wide-legged forward fold. So just taking some time here. The outer edges of the feet are in alignment. You might want to use the back of the mats. As before, it might be a tendency for the hips to sink backwards. What you want to do is lift the hips so that directly over the heels. To achieve that, you might need to move the weight into the toes, almost turn the toes inwards slightly, and walk the hands forward. So make sure the hips are going to be stacking over the heels to allow that stretch in the hamstrings. We don't want to lose sensation there. The quads are really engaged. Inhale, feel that length in the spine and start to stretch from the base of the spine, moving the body weight forwards. Exhale, folding down there. So you're focusing on moving with the breath. So inhale, engage the quads, lengthen, press hard with the outer edges of the feet. Exhale to fold. So long stretch out, deep breath in. And out. Maybe walking the hands backwards if you want to hold on around the outer edges of the feet or the backs of the legs or the big toes, feel free. Just drawing the body down into that deep hamstring opening. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more deep breath in. And out. From there, we're going to take it full circle. We're going to walk the hands around and step back to a downward facing dog. You're now facing the back of the mat. We're going to take that on the other side. So left foot reaches up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale, planting the left foot outside the left hand. The right knee is going to drop. As before, just make sure you've got this left knee over left ankle. The right knee is moving back. The hands are grounding, so you've got that lovely stability. And when you're ready, we're going to flow it out. So inhale, move the body weight forwards. That's towards the back of your mat now. Exhale, stretching back towards what was the front of your mat, finding that lovely space in the left hamstring. Inhaling forward, shoulders back, stretching out through the left hip, through the right hip flexor. Exhale, stretch it back. 1 more time, inhaling, shoulders back, stretch. Exhale, rocking back, finding that hamstring stretch. Inhaling forwards, left foot heel toes into the center of the mat, left toes rise. So as before, just make sure you've got a nice comfortable position. That left hip is drawing back, the right hip is moving forwards, that left foot is drawing backwards. Engaging the quad of the standing leg. You can use a brick under the hands if you need to. And when you're ready, we're going to start to flow into fold. Inhale, lift, so extend. Exhale, move forwards and then downwards. So we're flowing our way into this stretch. So inhale, feel the spine lengthen, move the body weight forwards. Exhale to relax down over that left leg. Another 3. Deep breath in. And long through the spine. 2. Shoulders relax. 1 more inhale. Exhale. From there, we're going to move it back into a wide leg forward fold. So we're spinning back to the left side of the mat. And just taking a quick little forward fold here. Remember the hips over heels, engage the core. Inhale. And exhale, stretch, fold. See if you can maybe walk the hands a little further back this time. Remember, engage the quads, energize the legs. Deep inhale. And exhale. Walking the hands back to the front of the mat there, grounding down with the hands, stepping back, and finding your way into downward facing dog. Hips up high, stretching right out through the back body. Deep inhale. Exhale. From here, we're going to lift the right foot up high to the sky. Inhale. And exhale. Plant the right foot halfway between the hands and the feet. Starting to kick up high with our left foot. We're moving towards standing splits. So standing splits, we want to really engage the muscles of the standing leg. You might want to grab your brick here. So you're engaging the muscles of that standing leg, hip is over the heels. Draw this right hip backwards and imagine the legs are scissoring together. So feel that energy down the midline of the legs. Start to kick that left foot high as you extend the spine. So inhale, feeling length. Exhale, start to stretch over that left leg. You can have a slight external rotation through this hip. We want to get the hamstring stretch in this variation, so no worries if you're getting a bit of an external rotation. Just try and keep that energy, inhaling, exhaling. If you want to take the right hand, or maybe even if you're feeling strong this morning, both hands to that right foot and just encourage the body down, feel free. Working here, finding that deep hamstring stretch for 3, inhale, exhale, 2, and 1. From there, the left foot is going to ground down. We're going to windmill the hands up and over and find your way to warrior 2. So right foot is facing forwards, heel to inner arch alignment. You might want to just snuggle those legs forwards. You want to make sure that this right knee doesn't track further forwards than that right ankle. From there, really ground down into the outer edge of the left foot. So from there, lift the left quad, engage the right quad, and open the arms out wide. So warrior 2, we're getting a lovely strengthening pose for the legs, as well as opening through the hip bones. So you almost feel the hip bones move apart. Engage the core, slight squeeze the glutes, make sure you're not sticking the bum out behind you. Deep breath in, and out. Shoulders soft, just holding here. Take a deep breath in, and out. And from there, inhale, arch back, right hand to sky, just stretching out through the front side of the body, reverse warrior. Exhale, right elbow forwards, left hand peels over the head, stretching out through the side body. Inhale to arch back, lengthen, stretch. Exhale, peeling forwards, left hand spirals right over the head. One more time, inhale, arching back. And this time, exhaling all the way into our extended side angle. So you might want to just re-energize the feet here. Keep grounding down with the outer edge of that left foot. So here, the right elbow is just lightly on the right knee. Make sure you're not pushing that right knee in. We're grounding down. And from here, we're spiraling the chest open. So imagine the lower rib cage draws forwards, the top rib cage draws back, and then just extend that left hand over the head if it feels comfortable. If you prefer to keep it on the hip, feel free. Deep breaths in. And out, holding here, stretching through the side body. Just one more breath. I'm going to take it into a bind. Deep inhale. Exhale. From here, we're going to drop the right hand down. Left hand is going to reach around towards either the right hip, or if you're feeling it, you can drop the right hand all the way down inside the right leg. So the right hand reaches under, the left hand reaches around the small of the back and comes to find the bind. From there, we're grounding down with the feet and starting to rotate the body open. So the left shoulder is starting to draw back over right. We're just going to hold it here for 3. Inhale. Exhale, maintain that energy in the legs. 2. And 1. From here, we're going to, this is where it's going to get a little bit wobbly perhaps. We're going to move the weight in forwards. So we're coming into this really quite awkward squat with the right hand bound, the right leg bound by the right hand. From there, we're going to lift up, engage the left quad, keep the bind, ground down, find a spot to focus on, lifting on up. So we're halfway into our bird of paradise here. So we're finding that balance. Option to stay there. If you're more flexible than I am this morning, you might extend that left leg, or you can just hold here. So holding or extending for 3, 2, and 1. Carefully plant that right foot down. Step back with the left foot. And we're just going to windmill the hands. Step back, down dog. So it's a lovely pose to work towards. If you've got that extension, that's great. Requires quite a lot of hamstring flexibility. So just something to work towards. Called a bird of paradise. Look up. Lovely little pose. Take a deep breath in. And out. And when you're ready, left foot side. Left foot rises, lift. And plant that left foot halfway between the hands and feet. We're starting to work towards our standing splits on the second side. So remember, we are squaring the left hip back. The left hip is over the heels. The right hip might be drawing forward slightly. Energizing that left leg, so left quad engage. That's going to help with hamstring flexibility. Feeling the firming of the thighs in towards each other and using the breath. Inhale, extend, lengthen crown of the head and toes away from each other. Exhale to fold. So you're focusing on energizing, on stretching out through the back of the body. Inhale, lengthen. So almost like you're seesawing the head and the toes away. Exhale, start to stretch and fold. Remember, you can open out slightly through that left hip as if you need to. Inhale. Exhale, maybe walking one hand or both hands back to really encourage that lovely stretch. Using the breath, deep breaths in. And out. It's quite a fiery pose as well as working on flexibility. Working here for 3. Deep breaths in. And out, really energize and kick. 2. And 1, right foot ground. Windmill the hands up and over, finding a way to warrior 2. So you might need to just readjust the legs here. Left foot is facing forwards, right foot is facing the back. Thinking about taking the arms out wide, left knee over left ankle, really powering down into the outer edge of that right foot. Opening the arms out wide. Remember, it's a hip opener, so you're drawing these hips, bones apart. Left knee is tracking towards the second toe. Make sure it isn't reaching forwards. The right quad is engaged, the left quad is engaged. Arms out wide, squeezing the glutes long through the spine. I'm just going to hold here for another 3. Inhale. Extend the arms. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Find that energy, that power. It's a warrior pose. 2. And 1, let's flow it out. Inhale, arching back, stretching through the side body. Reverse warrior. Maintaining that lunge as you flow. Exhale, forward. Left elbow to right knee. Right hand spirals over the head. Stretching out through the side body. Remember, you're drawing the rib cage back. Inhale to arch back, maintaining that energy in the front leg, stretching out. And exhale, flowing forwards, keeping that energy in the legs, stretch out. 1 more time. Inhale. Extend, reverse warrior. Exhale, stretch out. Right hand spirals over the head, really powering to the outer edge of that right foot. Squeeze the glute, extended side angle. This left elbow is light. We don't want to be collapsing down with the torso. We want to be maintaining the sense of lift and this spiraling open of the torso. Working here for 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. And 1. Remember, you can stay there if you're feeling it. Maybe dropping that left hand around. You can take a half bind, just taking the right hand around to the top of the left thigh, or if you're feeling it, you're dropping the left hand around and the right hand comes around the small of the back to meet it. Readjust the feet, really focus on that energy there. And from there, we're going to start to reopen out through the spine, drawing this right shoulder back, stretching out. Should feel pretty intense for the hips. Opening out through the chest as well for 3. Inhale. Exhale, start to think about that bird of paradise coming up. 2. And 1, really slowly, carefully, start to heel toe this right foot further forwards. Start to ground down into this right foot. Engage slowly, with care. Just take it slow and find your way up. So engaging that right quad, finding that lift, shoulders down. If you want to extend, feel free. If you want to stay low, that's where you're at this morning. Rock on. We're thinking about energizing, lifting wherever you're going. For 3, hang on in there, keep that balance. 2, and 1, left foot back, right foot back, and windmill the hands. Find your way down dog. Stretching out, take a moment, take a breath, deep inhale. Exhale, releasing through the hips. Right foot rises tall, inhale. Exhale into pigeon, right knee behind right wrist. Right toes coming to the left side of the mat. Keeping the hips even, so make sure you're not dropping down onto that right hip. If you need to stick a brick or a bolster under that right hip, feel free. Inhaling. And exhale, start to stretch forwards. Reaching out over that right leg. Finding our lovely pigeon pose. So we're thinking about working towards a king pigeon today. So another little funky pose for us to try. We're going to start off here in our pigeon. So thinking about squaring the hips, moving the body weight forwards, inhaling, and exhaling to relax. Shoulders are releasing, finding that intense stretch that comes right down through the back of the right glute to the back of the right leg. Full steady breaths in, and out for 3. It's just relaxing down here, releasing down. 2. 1 more inhale. And exhale. From there, walking the hands up, and it might be that this is your pose, just holding here, thinking about finding a lift through the spine. It might be that that left foot starts to lift, in which case you're very welcome to stay there. If you need to, at this point, you can always take a brick underneath that right hip that help with support. You can take the left hand around and start to draw the left heel in towards the bum, finding a stretch through this left quad, through the left front side of the leg. If you can comfortably move the toes in towards the left crook of the arm, so you could give yourself a wave and out in front of you, you could take the right hand around to meet it, finding your mermaid. So you can lose the brick if you don't need it, just focusing on using the strength of the legs, of the core, to lift and start to open out. So intense stretch for the triceps if you've got the bind, for the quads, and we're still working the hips. Working here for 3. This is our lovely mermaid pose, really opening out through the heart. 2, and 1, release. Tuck the toes, step back, and stretch back down dog. Moving straight into our left side, left foot rises, inhale, and exhale the left knee behind the left wrist. Left toes are turning out towards the right of the mat, right foot is sliding out. So if you look over that right shoulder, that can be really helpful for finding that alignment. Again, make sure this left hip isn't slumping down. Thinking about squaring the hips, drawing this right hip forwards, inhale, lift, exhale, fold. Do take a bolster or a pillow or a brick underneath that left hip if you need to. Inhaling, exhaling, relaxing down. So remember, we're finding that quality of length through the spine, through the body. On an inhale, the toes and the head reaching away from each other. On an exhale, relaxing down, releasing down. Full, steady breaths in. And down. Just relaxing down, stretching out. Inhaling. And exhaling. Shoulders relaxed, spine extending. For 3, inhaling. Exhaling, using this as an opportunity to slow down the breath, maybe 2. 1 more inhale. And exhale. From there, walking the hands up. Left hand is going to plant underneath the chest, maybe staying here. Option to lift that right knee up. Remember, if you want to take a little bit of support underneath the left hip, that can be quite handy here. Maybe taking the right heel in towards the bum, either holding onto it or maybe starting to bring the right heel in towards the crook of the left hand. If you've got that, the left hand just sweeps around and you find this lovely stretch. So we're thinking about lifting. If you're feeling quite flexible, you might start to rotate this right hip back forwards. Make sure you're not cranking the lower back. It should feel like a lovely extension through the front side of the body. Inhaling. Exhaling, well done for 3. Full breaths in. And out, stretching along through the spine, 2. And 1, release, well done. So finding your way back to down dog from there. Stretching up high with the hips. Take a deep breath in, extend and lengthen. Exhale, relax. From there, little bend on the knees, hop to hands. Inhale, long flat back, extend. Exhale, fold. Ground down with the feet, root to rise, lift, extend, and then we're going to sink straight back down, finding our way into a chair pose. So our weight is into the heels, the core is really engaged, shoulders down the back, inhaling, and exhaling. So we're thinking about energizing into the legs here. Make sure the knees aren't moving further forwards than the ankles. You're moving back into the hips, squeezing the core. Make sure the spine is long here, inhaling. Exhale, maybe sinking lower if you can. If you can, see if you can sweep the hands onto the mat, find that depth, and then lift up from there. So really challenge yourself. Really strong standing pose. Working here, we're going to come to some seated work after this. Hang on in here. So actual seat rather than virtual. Working here for 5. Deep breaths in. And out. Squeeze the core. Hang on in there. I know those legs are probably starting to burn. 4. Sticking the bum out behind you, but keeping the core engaged. 3. 2, and 1, sinking all the way down. Well done there. From there, release and extend your left foot out. Right foot's going to come into the inner thigh. Inhale, flex that left foot and angle the body over that left leg and take a little forward fold. So remember, at this point, you're very welcome to take a strap around that left foot, whatever works for you. Just thinking about extending out, stretching out. I'm going to take a little movement into a half hero next, but you'll also be welcome to stay here. Inhaling, exhaling. Just taking 1 more deep breath in and out. And from there, we're going to slide on up And you can either stay here, or if it's available to you, the left foot's going to move into the centre of the mat. And we're going to whip this right foot around towards the heel of the bum. So the heel comes towards the bum, finding a way into half hero. If you need to sit up on a brick here, feel free. You want to make sure that your sit bones are grounding either onto the floor or onto the brick. From there, inhale, lifting up, flexing that left foot. And exhale. You might want to just slowly angle the body forwards. If you keep this left foot flexed, it will feel quite intense down this left hip. We're also opening out through this right quad, finding an internal rotation. Deep breath in. And relaxing down there, just taking a deep, full breath in. And from there, we're going to take it into a back bend. So we're going to slowly take it easy, walk the hands backwards, maybe coming some, or if it's comfortable, all of the way down, maybe extending the hands over the head. Deep, full breath in. And just taking 2 more breaths. Inhaling. Exhaling. Lovely little back bend. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Really slowly coming out the way you came in. And swapping over. So right foot extends. Left foot is coming in. Inhale. Lift. And start to fold. So we're just thinking about finding that beginnings of a forward fold. Starting to open out through the back of the right hamstring. Deep breath in. And out, shoulders, relaxing, spine, extending for 3. Inhaling. Exhaling. Remember, you can use a strap. Remember, you're just hinging at the hips, keeping the shoulders relaxed. 2. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. You're welcome to stay here. Or if you're feeling it, right foot into the centre of the mat, the left heel hooks around, and we're finding a half hero. Sitting up on a brick if you need to, finding the sit bones, moving that calf muscle out of the way if you need to. Ground down, find length, inhale, and exhale. Start to slowly just extend over the back of that right leg, shoulders relaxing, deep breath in. And down. So finding space in the quad and the back of the right leg. Quite an energetic pose as well, a little bit of strength there for 3. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Thinking about just letting the body melt forwards. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Roll on up. Gently, slowly, either coming some of the way or maybe all of the way down into a little back bend if it feels comfortable. Lovely way to release that left hip flexor. Maybe the hands come over the head if that's comfortable, or you can leave them down by the sides, whatever works for you. Working here for 3. Just a little stretch and release. We're going to work into some abs, bridge and finish off with a wheel. 2. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Carefully leading with the heart. Come on up. And swing both legs out in front of you. Give them a little shakeroo. And from there, engage the core. Find height through the spine and draw the knees in. Taking the peace sign fingers around the big toes. And if it's okay for you, starting to extend out into a bound boat. If you prefer to hold around the backs of the legs, or indeed plant the hands, rock on. Thinking about lifting the core, shoulders down the back, really focus on drawing the chest forwards. Kicking out with the feet should feel like a nice deep hamstring stretch, as well as a lovely way to strengthen the core. We're going to hold here for 3. Inhale. Exhale, lift and extend. 2. And 1, release the toes, and we're just going to hold it. Really focus on power, on strength. 5. Deep breaths in and out. 4. Return to the previous 2 if you need to. 3. 2. Keep lifting. And 1. Well done. From there, we're going to roll all the way down to lie on to our back. We're just going to have a little play with our bridge pose. So grounding down with the feet, rolling the shoulders down the back. Press hard with the feet into the mat and start to ripple and roll and press the chest towards the chin, squeezing glutes. Here we are in a bridge pose. So thinking about just squeezing the glutes, pressing up tall, really focusing on power, on knees over ankles, holding here for 3, 2, and from there, if it's comfortable, maybe interlocking the hands, squeezing the shoulder blades together, pressing the chest up towards the chin, stretching out through the whole front side of the body, energizing into the legs. 3, 2, and 1. Finally, if you want to take it deeper again, hips come onto the hands, really chest to chin, squeeze. The legs can relax here, but try and keep them active. Squeeze the glutes, press hard with feet into mat for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Windscreen wiper the legs from side to side. And from there, we're going to have a little play. You can either take either those two previous poses, or if you want to come into a wheel, you're thinking about finding the start of that bridge position. The hands are then going to turn, so the palms are facing towards your heels, elbows are in the sky. Pressing down. Sometimes people like to set their head down halfway, in which case, rock on. If you're ready, press the hands into the mat. From there, maybe if it feels nice coming up onto the toes, I really enjoy that, maybe pressing the chest towards the chin, maybe squeezing the knees together, maybe letting the head relax. It can be quite nice as well if you're feeling it to lift up one heel. Maybe have a go lifting up the other heel. Press, reaching up for 3. Squeeze and extend 2. And very slowly come on down. 1, nice. Take a moment, just let the knees knock in before you squeeze the knees into the chest. Just let that deep back bend settle. Inhaling. Exhaling. 1 more deep breath in. And out. From there, extend the legs in towards the sky. Just a quick little final bit of core. Chin to chest, squeeze the core and reach for the toes. Holding there for 5. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Find that power through the abs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release down. Well done. Quick little stretch. Left leg over, extends, hug in with right. Take the left hand to the right knee and extend the right hand away. Just take a deep breath in. And 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. And swapping over. Right foot extends, hugging in with left. Quick little stretch. Right hand to left knee. Left hand stretches away. Just finding that space to the spine. Inhaling. Exhaling. 1 more full breath in. And out. And finally, just give yourself a little squeeze, a little stretch. And then when you're ready, just extending out fully on the mat. If you'd like to take any little stretches before you come to Shavasana, maybe a happy baby, peace sign fingers around the big toes, knees in towards the armpits, or if you want to give yourself a little hug, a little shake, whatever feels good, you take that time. And when you're ready, just finding your way down to lie on your back or bring the soles of the feet together, whatever you enjoy. Closing the eyes and relaxing. Really deep, full breaths in and out. And just finding a moment of stillness. Enjoying that little reset. Bringing the awareness inwards towards your breath. Seeing if you can slow down the breath. Relaxing the shoulders and the hips and the heels and the feet, the eyes, the face. Just taking 1 more deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, starting to find your way back up to any comfortable seat. Slowly finding your way back up. And when you're ready, inhale, reach, extend, and exhale your hands back to heart center. Thank you all so much for joining. Namaste. Namaste team. Namaste. Great job. Well done.